All righty. Hello, I am Shanquetta Cunningham. If you are on my page, personal page, you know that. If you are joining in from Karis Group or Over a Cup, I am the CEO and lead strategist of Karis Group Consulting, where our mission is to disrupt narratives that nonprofits can and should be profitable. And I work with nonprofit leaders, engaging them in strategy to uh, enhance or develop funding plans, strategic plans, board leadership, or even to start your nonprofit. And if you are joining in from Over a Cup, then you will know that I started Over a Cup about what this is the sixth year, and to connect Black women entrepreneurs and to create a space for us to learn from one another and create community here in Northeast Arkansas. Karis Group Consulting has this is it our 10th year. So I'm just so excited to be here. This is a conversation that was asked by multiple people, and most recently from one of my great sisters, what we call sister bosses, a fellow entrepreneur. And she was like, you should share about social media and how you engage, and about your Facebook pages and all of that good stuff. And so I will say, just starting this conversation, I know that there are social media strategists. I know that there are organizations and businesses that actually specialize in this and know the algorithms and the numbers, and watch, for the up and downs, follow those arrows, and know, have studied times, when to post, the engagement, know the audience, and all of that good stuff. That is not me. I am sharing with you truly from the premise of what has worked for me, in hopes that you can take what has worked for me in the pages that I run on social media, and maybe in these couple or few tips, because I think I have three. So, the few tips that I share, you will be able to implement on your pages. And so, where does this context, or me being able to share about social media business pages? Well, if you're here again, Kara's Group Consulting, I run that page with my daughter. I will say she is probably, um, it's a 60/40. I share the content of what I would like to share. And so for Kara's Group Consulting, that audience is for nonprofit and community leaders. And so the content that's shared on that page is about grant opportunities, upcoming workshops, or any pertinent content that's relevant to my target audience, which is, of course, uh, nonprofit organizations, leaders, communities, and social enterprise organizations. I also run the Overcut page, and I do have some support there, but primarily just what I feel that is relevant for Black women entrepreneurs when it comes down to upcoming grant opportunities, our monthly meetings for Black women entrepreneurs, which is every fourth Saturday at 9 a.m., or just pertinent podcasts and business tips advice. I, I share that. And honestly, this is really organic. Well, let me also say there's one more page. And so I help run our church page, New Life Empowerment Ministries, in Jonesboro, Arkansas. If you're ever in Jonesboro and want to uh, come and worship with me and my family and our wonderful church family, and all the graphics that you see, I do along with my daughter. Or questions that are posed, that's usually me. And I'm not saying that in any of this context to be like braggadocious or anything. I'm just sharing with you. This is something that how it started. I will be quite honest. not having a budget, right, to hire anyone to run these pages. I know that I needed to share content, to share the messaging to the audiences that I want to reach. So with Caris Group Consulting, with nonprofit and community leaders, with Over a Cup, with Black women professionals and entrepreneurs, with our church page, of course, to our church family and other believers about our events and our church services. So, if I could give you the first tip, that's to ensure you're sharing content that is relevant for your audience. Now, I love to talk. Most of you know that if you follow me. I I have a gift of gab. I want to express that in multiple ways. And so I have to be careful because I do love to talk. I like to share things as well. And not really being careful, but what God has showed me is that this is how I share content because I'm one of those individuals, as I'm doing now, I don't have to hide or not share anything or gatekeep anything because I know that the more I give, the more will be given unto me. And so when there are opportunities to share helpful information, I'm going to reshare that, or if something comes to me, like right now for Cares Group Consulting, you'll notice also at 12 o'clock what's been shared. It's about our 7-day challenge of learning about uh, trends and philanthropy, going on this leaders reading challenge to ensure that every day we're intentionally seeking information and reading information that will help us in our profession, in our industry, because I'm a firm believer that the industry that you are in, you should be knowledgeable about what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen. And so we're embarking on this journey together with my followers, uh, every day sharing about some aspect of nonprofit and philanthropy leadership. So with that, I I have scheduled the content. So I gave you the first tip on ensuring that you reach the audience that you are needing to engage with for customers. I combined that word, right? For clients, your customers, or your supporters or followers, but then two, make it easy on yourself. So Facebook or Meta has business um, the business suite where you can schedule content. Now, my eldest, she's home from college for this week for spring break, and she's actually here, but she would probably get me if I ask her to come on camera. But she schedules the content that I share with her. And so what I did do, there there is information. I believe we looked at HubSpot and LinkedIn, and did look at the times to where they shared that for my industry, nonprofit leaders, such as Wednesdays at 12 o'clock, are more likely to be on Facebook. I did look up that information. Also, nonprofit and community leaders professionals, people that actually will make the decisions to work with me and work with my company, they are online between 6:30 and 9:30 heavily. So, making that intentional effort to produce content in the hours to which I know leaders will be online. And so you have to also, take that same initiative. Well, you don't have to, but I highly encourage you to take that same initiative to just Google if you have a business and you're trying to reach, I don't know, coffee drinkers, right? What's the opportune time that uh, women who or men that love coffee are online looking for mugs and or brands of coffee or trying to buy, a French press, all of that good stuff, right? Like when are they most likely online? All of this information is compiled already. You simply just have to Google and look for it and then strategically go to the Meta Business Suite and schedule the post every day. Why scheduling is important is because it will alleviate you from think that, man, you have to post content all the time with your, uh, doing it manually. Let me say that. I still do that a lot, but wow, it has totally transformed the engagement on my pages because people know to expect grants on Kara's group page, right? They know to expect workshops and events. They have that expectation because they become familiar with the content. And that's what you really want people to be able to do is to become familiar with your voice in this space and with your content. I want everyone to know, as you should suggestively, want people to know that you are, uh, I hate to use the word, but if another word comes to me, not an expert, a great practitioner in this space. So whatever space that you're in, whether that's a mentorship space, you are a professional development coach, you are a nonprofit consultant, you are a minister, you want people to know that you are in this space. And one of the things that I found out in the past that did hurt engagement now, like when I do at followers, oh, that's another point. Yeah, this is kind of unprocessed too. Let me just interject that in. Now, most of us know that the at followers and at highlight that, ensures that most people that follow your pages are going to look at that content. I don't think you should do that every day. First of all, it's just simply annoying. I said it. It is annoying. And it makes me more likely not to engage with your post, to be honest. I did do that heavily the past 2 weeks when I was promoting our eighth annual nonprofit summit that was held this past March 8th. It was intentional as I was striving to drive eyes to the last week of registration and post conference. I wanted people to be engaged so that when we open up registration next time, that the excitement will build. So the strategy behind it. But just to post that you're a leader and you want people to watch you go and order a coffee as you drive to work and then you do at followers and at highlights, it's just not necessary. It's not. Be strategic when you are asking for people's time and eyes. I know that there is a lack of courtesy, I would say, in this space for that. But again, I'm sharing what has worked with me. Now, it may be someone on here that specializes in social media engagement and know the numbers and will disagree. I just encourage you to, do your own live and, and share with your own audience. I'm just encouraging this is someone who's just sharing tips about what has worked with for my pages and also as an audience, what I don't like to see on other pages, if that makes sense. Now, going back to my previous thought, which I forgot where I was, but I will say when we're talking about scheduling, just to wrap that up, I think scheduling posts with graphics, that is key. Thank God for Canva for me. I have a pro account with Canva and it has been a game changer. There is a free version of Canva, and when I tag this, I'm definitely going to add Canva. If you want to give your girl a sponsorship, do not mind teaching nonprofit leaders how to do the basics of Canva. Okay, so Canva has been a blessing. I know people use Adobe. There are some other outlets as well that I cannot tell you about because I'm just unfamiliar with those. It's just been Canva for me. If you are a nonprofit leader, you can sign up for a discounted rate on Canva if you have a nonprofit organization, and you'll have to, get approval, and they'll ask you to upload your tax exempt letter and information. But that's just, also an additional tip. So using graphics has really been a game changer for the pages. So the CARES group page, my nonprofit page of Overcup, and working with our New Life page. It's just been a game changer. People see with their eyes first, and we know that now they say the average attention span, even if you're watching this video, you've been in and out, is what, like 8.75 seconds is actually less than a goldfish, which is at 9 seconds. It's real telling about where we're at as humanity. But the average attention span is less than 10 seconds, right? And so people see with their eyes. And having a visual or something engaging is really helpful. Sticking with bold colors as well. And so if you've been following the CARES group page, you saw where we're promoting the summit. But if there is information on my graphic that I really want you to see, I highlight it in red or yellow. Why? I have no science or data behind that. I just know, as y'all see, I wear glasses, and when I see that on flyers, it perks my attention, and so it's just my assumption that everyone else can't see. Like I can't, and it's just captivating, right? Or if there's a price or a date, I usually put in circle on Canva so I can drag that and circle around that date or that price point. So that's worked for me uh, with graphics. But oh, let me also share what has been engaging as well. And I learned this from I think David Shands, but it was someone else on the podcast because I also follow great people that engage well on social media. Some of my professional business influencers and mentors, they will ask questions. So you may see a question on over a cut page, like what's a struggle point in your business right now, or on the cares group page, what workshops would you like for us to host regarding nonprofit leadership, or what do you need help with grant writing? Some engaging post. And what that really does, it's not necessarily that you're looking for 1,000 responses. If you're like me, it helps with content. Like I'm listening to the people that asked me to share advice, and so here I am. So you're looking for content to share, but also it just keeps you engaged with your audience, and it creates that psychological effect and connection that, hey, they're trying to figure out what's connecting with me. And so if I share and they do something with that information, that uh, that person is more than likely to engage after that point because they see that you're listening to them and that you're going to either do a live training like this or send a resource or something to that effect because you're wanting to create engagement. And it's not just uh, for you to be known. This is just a conversation piece. I want people to know that who cares is, who Overcup is, like what we do in this space. Oh, yes, that leads to you being a person of value in your industry. And as well, you're hoping that these individuals and these organizations come and interact with you on another level. And that's a transaction level, that they become your customers, they become your clients. And so your social media page, if you look at it at a higher level, like, oh, well, I post, one day and then I don't post 3 weeks from now, I have been down that road. And so I'm thankful that that I'm able now to have my daughter work with me to have continual and scheduled content because it really has taken a burden off of me personally, but also it's created this space to connect. So I have about 3 more tips. And so I think I should just do a part two to this. And that way you all can get back to your day. The information that I have shared with you, I hope that you can glean from scheduling posts, ensuring that you know your audience. Oh, let me say this before I go. Thank you, Lord. Hashtags. Hashtags has really worked as well. Like when we were doing the conference, it was always hashtag impact, hashtag nonprofit summit, hashtag NPS 2024, nonprofit summit 2024. And then encouraging people that came to the event as well, to use those hashtags because people follow hashtags. If I'm looking for something, like if I'm looking for funding trends now because of social media and LinkedIn, and here's another research tip. So I don't know how many tips this is really, because they're all just dovetailing. You don't have to just like Google everything. You can look on social media, LinkedIn and Instagram. You can put in hashtag grant writing, and you know what will come up everyone. So the consultants or different organizations, that have used that in their hashtag, and that can expedite your research. So if you're looking to connect with a consultant, or if you're looking for an upcoming training, using a hashtag of what you're looking for, hashtag fundraising, hashtag motivation, uh, you will, have a plethora of different pages and people that hold that space, their pages will come up. And most of us who are intentional, we're usually using hashtags. I'm usually going to use a hashtag grant writer. I'm usually going to use a hashtag community impact or nonprofit organization, because again, I know that other people are using hashtags as well. And it may be that you're the person that's looking for something. So you putting in hashtags helps you do that. And if you're running the page, remember, you want people to easily find you because of low attention spans. Using hashtags works as well. Uh, and let's see. I'm gonna try to say this in 30 seconds. Now I do have another page that's added, and that's the annual nonprofit summit page of NEA. It has been this will be our 8th year. No, next year will be our 9th year of hosting this conference. So at this point, there is a great deal of consistency in hosting this event for nonprofit and community leaders in Arkansas and the Mid South. Well, actually, at the last conference, we had people from Mississippi come, somebody drove in from Kansas, of course, Arkansas, Tennessee. So I'm just going to say this Mid South, Boot Hill, we had Missouri, all of this great area, this region, right? And so this year, thanks to my daughter, actually, she was like, Mom, I think we need to create a separate page. And that way we can just flood that event page with content relevant to the nonprofit summit. Game changer. Game changer for sure. But again, this was our 9th year. So it's not, to me, you can do whatever you want to do. Let me just say that. You can do whatever you want to do. But I think it's great if you have already been doing something and you're on year 3, 4, 5. I think it's really great now to go ahead and have a separate page. And what we did was just cross share. So took information from the annual nonprofit summit page of NEA, and then I shared it to Kara's group, or vice versa. But I made a strategic page because some people will only know me or have engaged with me strictly from that summit page. And that's okay, because I had a buy-in that I wanted them, to receive, and that was to attend the summit. And then now from there, hoping that the attendees will become regular attendees and possible clients. And so that's why it's important too for me to share about Kara's group on that page, and to share the nonprofit summit page on Carrie's page, so that there may not be people that want to be my clients or want our services, but they want to attend the conference, right? So there's always a way in with what we offer. All righty. That was way past 30 seconds. I hope that the content that I share with you today, you were able to grab something from it. Thank you to everyone that has joined. I see your comments. Hey, you all. I do have an ask. So I'm going to first ask if you will share this uh, video with fellow business leaders and community leaders, especially if they're having issues and just trying to figure out some tips to work their social media pages, in hopes that they will be able to, extract something from this live. And then, too, if you would like to have a more in-depth conversation for me and my daughter to review your page and then to offer some strategy, maybe even some templates for you, then you can book a consulting session. It's a full of 60 minutes, and we'll tailor it just for you. Uh, and right now, is there a full out plan, for like monthly management and all of that stuff? You know, we're thinking and processing some stuff, but I do know that there is enough information that I have accumulated over the years, the experience that my daughter has received uh, from working and being a part of running the social media pages over the last 2 years, that we have enough to share, that we will be able to take your page to the next level until you're ready. Right now, it's 10 years again. I don't have anyone to run social media. Not saying that I won't ever have anyone. My daughter is doing well enough. We'll keep enhancing those skills. I'll keep growing. We'll keep growing together. I have two other teen daughters. We're probably just going to train them and we're going to keep it going because teens can learn all of this. This is their era. So this is just working for us. Again, if you are a social media engagement manager and have a business, it's again, it's what's working for us. You have to share those disclaimers because people will pick apart your videos and say, no, that's not correct. Share on your page, ma'am or sir. Thank you. So with that, again, want to just at least offer basics because sometimes we can get so lost in this extravagant plan. I can help you get to the basics. We can help you schedule. We can help you with your messaging. Uh, that's again communication. I just believe it's about being authentic, reaching to your audience, and people will say, "Oh, how you communicate your messaging." I literally shared a social media message to someone that's hosting a conference the other day. I was like, it's just something I can't tell you where it comes from. Well, I can't. It's a gift from God just to say, hey, this is what I believe can be shared that really draws people in, and then show you just some basics of utilizing that hashtags and the studies. We can help you do that. So book a consultation with us, and I'll do part two. I don't know when. Maybe next Wednesday. We'll see. You all let me know when I should do a part two to this because I do have like some more tips to share. And I think that is it. So hope you have an amazing Wednesday, and I will see you next time. Thank you.